friend of mine sent me a cover someone did of Little Wing, which has now been covered famously by Jeff Beck and Stevie Ray Vaughan, covering the original Hendrix song. And this one that he sent me, he really liked, but I said, no, this isn't how you do it. So I'm going to talk about how to cover this song and how to cover an old standard to begin with anyway, especially something as daunting as a Hendrix tune, which, you know, you don't really want to screw that up because that's a high bar to meet. You're going to try and pull that off, you better know what you're doing. So that's what this video is about. I think the big challenge when you're covering a classic like Little Wing is you want to do something original and new, and you're obviously going to need some real creativity and skills to do that. And at the same time, you want to pay respect to the original version and show, I get it, you know, I'm really a fan first, I understand this song. And to do that, you have to listen to the original. And one thing I think in this particular instance was very helpful is not just listen to the original recording on Access, Full as Love, but listen to some of the live ones for some more hints. First of all, it shows how he did it live, and it shows what's really important about the song to him when he did it from version to version. Because we may not be covering it note for note, and what's the point of doing that anyway? But we want to include all of the important features of the song, or at least pay tribute, respect to those features. So I'm going to talk about that and break it down so that you can come up with your own original Little Wing that is a tribute, but also can let you show off your own licks. Gotta retune because whammy bar. One thing you gotta remember is that between the verses, when there's a break, the drum stop, you want to do the, and the second time he usually does it with the wah. Alright, that's one thing. Now Hendrix in these songs likes a lot of different chord shapes and double stops in the chord shapes. It's very thick. It creates a lot of background. It sounds almost like piano. And they're for these ballad songs, usually based around the C shape, and then this shape, this barred, we call the B minor shape. So that's that one, and then this is the G one. And he uses that even for the E minor. He uses it both for the G major and the E minor. It's pentatonic mostly, it's not the full scale. And the E. So it's not usually your straight E blues. It's remember the shape when we play 2 notes at a time. And you've got sort of the basic idea of what he's doing. We want to start off with, let's take it from the beginning now. I want to start off with probably on the pickups on the 4th position. That out of phase, ducky sound, the more mellow one. That's very important to get right. And we want to back the volume down, because when we go in the middle of the song up to, we don't want to be stomping on any distortion boxes or anything. We want to do it all here. At least I do. So, and he's doing some sliding here. That adds some nice color and winds up back here on the G. Some suspension, and you can add texture just by picking different strings in the shape of the chord. It's all the same chord. Like classical players, it's all, you know, very much the same shapes but different. That's that kind of bluesy pentatonic shape here, off of the C chord for the A minor. Open strings never heard. Irregular blues here. And then something interesting. He plays a G sharp, which doesn't fit with the E minor. He goes, he doesn't hang on it, but he'll brush against it. He'll use it as a leading tone just to add an interesting change. So when you're soloing, you want to hit that G major, that G sharp. And then that chromatic thing really is a big important part of the song. You want to make sure you nail that chord change. Even if it's just one note. Now this is it's a fifths kind of pattern that he drags around. It's really cool. I think it's the same one they uses in Castles. So when you're soloing, you might want to play with it a little bit, but you can also, when he's soloing, you can also just do G7, G major 7 to F7. far as the solo goes, you want to stick pretty close, I think, for one chorus to the melody that he plays in his solo, because it's very melodic, and when he soloed, he would stick close to it. And then maybe for a second chorus, you do whatever you want. Now, you can play fast in the song, but it doesn't mean you want to shred. You know, you don't want to be going, you know, don't go nuts. But you can, you know, do some fast stuff as long as it's, we're talking about a little wing, we're talking about a little bird here. You don't want to, you know, kill it. You can be graceful, but, you know, don't kill it. And the melody is... I think that's an important lick. Let's get the C, a very strange C sharp in here. That kind of works somehow. And then the big chorus at the end. Bend this. And then this is a country lick. You can country it up. Whatever you do on the F chord, just take it a whole step down for the E7. And then the ending, live he would go, because in the album there's no ending. You can go, he would go, he was already in the wah by that point. He did the end of the wah. He would go G, F, E minor, B-Flat, and then sort of a C, you know, those triplet things with no picking. C Lydian. Up to G. And then here is nice to do a G major 7 or 6/9. For the loud part, I just switch it to the 5th pickup, turn the volume from 7 to 10, and pick harder. I have great pickups, so I can do that. I could just back it down to 7, put it on 5, and now I'm like really mellow again. Totally clean. And then it's a very dynamic guitar. I love this thing. I think I covered all stuff I wanted to cover, but you want to throw in some of these elements. You want to keep this basic feel of the tone, which is a ballad, about a little wing, a little birdie. And you want to keep it short, and you know, you can add your stuff in there and keep the basic ideas Hendrix was playing with. It doesn't have to be note for note. And then your creativity will come on in, but you know, don't be one of these guys that solos for 10 minutes over it, just the chord progression, because it's more than a chord progression, it's a song. You know? Thank you. Hope you've dug this, learned something. Major musical, more music. Major music, more musical. And don't afford the shredding. No more in the shredding. Not every song is for shredding.